Hello, everybody. It's time for another episode of So Chatty with myself, Stephen, and of course, you all know Walter, or as some people refer to him, Mr. Dreamy. There. Yeah, seems excited about that. And yeah, this is episode 120. No, it's not. Last week was 123, I think. I think this is episode 124. I think I'm going to stop numbering them.
Maybe because
I'm sure I've got ones that repeat it from that. Just do the date. So it's December the 8th, by the way, 2023. As Stephanie just sent out an email to those of us going on her retreat. She says it's only 20 more days to the big retreat. So got to get things together. So what have I been working on? Well, I can show you. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a spoiler alert for a Missouri Star quilt or not, but too bad. I think this comes up in our next video, which is on December the 10th for the next 5 things. But there was some fabric in there, there was a pattern, and it made this table runner. And these are not my usual colors, but I do kind of like this combination. Oh, high praise. Walter liked it.
I know it's not colors that I really go for either, especially the pink and the...
Yeah, I know.
Pink, especially the pink, I guess.
Yeah. So anyways, I did this the other day. I was working on it during Sewing with Stephanie and Stephen on Wednesday, and I got the top of it done by then. And I put it on Lucy yesterday and quilted it. I found this pattern that I actually had in my files that I'd used on something else, which is these swirly stars, which I think works very nicely with it. I was thinking putting something Christmassy on it, but this may be a gift for our next door neighbors, and really these stars go with any time of the year. So I thought, well, I'm not going to make it Christmas but it make it great. I'm tempted to make another one of these table runners as a Christmas runner down the road, maybe next year. I should start a file. So when I'm working on Christmas things, I'll go, oh, this
it is a kind of nice pattern.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty easy pattern too. Yeah. It's just half square triangles. That's about it. That's in it. But anyways, yeah, it comes out kind of nice. Now, one thing about it though, and this was not a mistake on my part, and it's not really a mistake on their part, but if you notice that the triangles up in the corners and at the top, they get cut off by your binding because there isn't another border. I think if I was to make it again, I think I would put a small, maybe a 2-inch or 1 3/4 inch white border or something to match the background that's already there, all the way around it, so that you'd get the points of the stars in there as well. I mean, it looks fine without them, but that's something I don't think they thought about when they designed the pattern. And this is a Missouri Star quilt pattern, and I have found that Missouri Star quilt patterns, they sometimes do this. It's like they're trying to create a minimalist pattern. Because I have found other patterns that there should be just one more thing put to them. Well, I guess they're keeping them easy because they are usually very easy to follow as well. Another thing about Missouri Star quilt patterns are you're only going to get the minimal instructions, mainly because they have all kinds of videos for a lot of the patterns that they create themselves out there. So I guess they figure they don't have to put as many detailed instructions in. That kind of bothers me when you're buying a pattern from them, because that's kind of making you have to go and find.
Though if you look at this, if I look at the big screen up that you look at, you see the points definitely cut off. But if you look from a distance, they don't look as cut off.
No, they don't. But that isn't me who cut them off. My points were perfect on this, but I thought about it after I got it together and I quilted, and I thought, when I put the binding on this, it's going to cut off the points. But they didn't say to put another border on it. I stuck to the plan. And I was also a little bit worried about it. I have washed this now, and there was no problem washing it. I was afraid the red might bleed, and I actually took a little piece of the red that I used, and they didn't supply you with the the backing fabric and the binding fabric, and the backing fabric's the same as the binding. That was stuff I had in my stash, and I was a little afraid it might bleed, but I took a little piece, as I said. I stuck it in a sink full of warm water, swished it around a little bit, and let it sit in there for about half an hour, and then swished it again. And no color came out in that water. I did, when I put it in the washing machine, though, I threw in a couple of color catchers, and the color catchers came out clean. So no problem whatsoever. And there were squares left over that they gave you, and they said you could use those for another project, or you could use some of them to make this. This is a hot pad. And they supplied in the Missouri Star Christmas box. They had whatever you want to call it, Insulbright, or the stuff that's meant for heat type of batting. And the instructions for that batting, the Bosel is called, they said you were to use 2 pieces of it and a piece of regular batting between those 2 pieces as part of your sandwich. And I did that, and I kind of wondered, thought, geez, this is really kind of thick. But it turned out fine. So like with the quilting on it, and that's just straight line quilting, stitch in the ditch kind of thing I did on the domestic machine. It went down flat. Like, well, it's got a nice loft to it.
Yeah, actually, it looks really nice.
Yeah, the picture's a little distorted. Yeah. The angle on it looks better. It isn't wonky. It's absolutely straight. It is perfect. Again, this one, the points get cut off because of the binding. But in the case of this being a hot mat kind of a thing, I don't think I would put an extra border on it because it's pretty big. It's about 12.5 inches square. 12 inches square. That's a big hot mat. Of course, you have a big casserole, I suppose.
Big pot.
Big pot. Yeah, big pot holder. How much pot do you put in your pot holder? Anyways, I think those turned out kind of nice, and I like the colors in it, and it was a quick project to do. Just thought I'd show you Walter's handiwork. He's working on his Wally bags, as I call them, and he hasn't anything to show you that you haven't already seen. But anyways, we did have a little snow this week, but it's pretty much gone now. But here's what the lights look like on the outside of our house. Walter's candy canes and this lovely bouquet that lights up as well, and the trees and everything, and his wreaths. And here's another shot closer up.
Probably shouldn't have put in. No.
Put what?
No, go ahead. My simple display.
Well, I think it's understated elegance. That's what we'll say. Of course, then we have our neighbors next door. Okay, can you say we have a lot of things puffed up with air? Actually, it's kind of fun. The penguin looks a little rude if you first look at it quick, and I'm not going to say why. You can use your own imagination. Go out in the middle of the night and put pinholes in them. Watch Santa slowly deflate. No, I wouldn't do that. I don't think they had those last year, though. Okay, so that's what we've been up to. Announcements, as usual, Wednesday, Stephanie and Steven sewing. Be there, be square. But this Saturday, December 9th, 2023, that's tomorrow, on the day that we're recording this, Pop-Up Sew Day. Now, everybody who's on the mailing list should have already gotten. I sent it out on Monday. In fact, you should have got it twice. In some cases, you got it twice. The link for the Pop-Up Sew Day and the announcement. The reason you may have got it twice was because one of my sets of addresses, I guess, didn't get in the email. And I didn't know that until this past Wednesday when a couple of people mentioned on Stephanie and Steven Sew Along there that they hadn't got the announcement. So I went in and sent it again to make sure everybody gets one. So if you got 2, sorry about that. Twice the fun, though. So that's all day tomorrow, Saturday, December 9th, starting at 8 a.m., running until approximately 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Depends on how quickly I get bored. And yeah, so I'm not really expecting a big crowd because, well, it's December. People are probably fighting the crowds, doing Christmas shopping and things like that, and that's fine. But for those of you that planned ahead and you're all done all that kind of stuff, or you just don't care about doing it, like us, then yeah, come and sew with us, work on whatever. So link for it is also in the show notes below. All right, we have something we're going to do. I had told you we were not going to do this until next week, but I just saw a video that was posted by the Kawartha Quilt Company, Kawartha Quilting, and they said they only had one Santa sack that hadn't been picked up yet. So that means other people forgot theirs, so we can show what's in our bag. Now, let's take a look at the bag. Last year they did the same thing when they had it. They do their own bags. They do their embroidery on them, which are quite nice. You know, that takes time. That's not a quickie. And I think they said they had 42 bags this year that went out. They do it up with the ribbon. I mean, the sack, they make the sack too. It's just your basic bag, but it's still nice. So it's heavy. It's heavy. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to open it up. I'm just going to reach in, and whatever I grab a hold of comes out. Now, they don't do this like the Missouri Star Quilt and other ones that have different days that you open it up on or anything. Oh, they did this as a drawstring. That's just not wrapped around. Ooh, and it's all hem nice too. So we just take them out in no particular order. Here's number one. Set my bag. I put the bag down.
So it's not days. You can do it all at once. So.
Yeah, you can do it all at once. And we're going to do it all at once. The suspense is killing me. Okay. I wonder if it's a magazine or a book. Ooh. Eleanor Burns style. Throw it behind you. Okay, this is from the Fabric Cafe. They have a YouTube channel. They are a store in the States. Make your Christmas with 3-yard quilts. That's what they're famous for. So it's a pattern book. On the back, they're showing some of their patterns, or the patterns that are in the book. Yeah, that one. I kind of like the one with the trees and the
but you've done something.
Checks, but I've done something like that. I'm not disappointed in this. It's, you know, it's a pattern book. It's got Christmas ideas, you know, and all the instructions for them and everything. What I don't like 3-yard quilts from Fabric Cafe. I find them, well, they're okay, but they're kind of simplistic. Okay, now if you're looking for a quick project, usually most of their projects are pretty quick.
Are they idiot proof?
I don't know. Having said all of this, I've never done one of their patterns. I've looked at them. Well, that's kind of cute. That's something a little different.
Yeah.
Wonderland in the blue. So, actually, no, I take it back. I shouldn't say nasty things. Because, yeah, I have no idea how good their instructions are, but I guess I'll find out. So, okay.
No, let me take a look. Let me take a look at that.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, maybe it's something you could do.
Yeah, kind of like that. That's sort of like your table runner.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, and you could take any of these designs, too, and make them into table runners or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it's got lots of things.
Well, mind you, the fabric that they've used on their samples aren't exactly exciting.
No. I was just trying to see if I could find a price on this. And it doesn't have a price. I don't know what their books go for.
No.
At all. But, I mean, I'd say it's probably about $10. It might be more. Because a single pattern is usually what, about $15? $15 to $18. This is a book that has, you know, a lot of patterns in it. So, yeah, maybe even more than that. Now,
it has 8 patterns in it. It says it on the front.
Well, I don't think that would make... Okay, fine. I don't think 8 times 15 is well over $100. I don't think so. I would say this book probably retails in around the $15 to $18 mark. Maybe less, maybe 10. Okay. Just trying to get they said on their video, Kawartha Quilting said that I think this bag cost me $150. Or was it 160? I think it was 160. No, that was Missouri.
Wasn't it 150 plus tax?
Plus tax, yeah. And everything. I didn't have to pay shipping because it was a pickup. In fact, I don't think they shipped any of them out. I think that was part of the thing, and you had to pick them up. which is not a problem for us because they're relatively close. But they did say that it was about a $250, $260 value in the bag. So we shall see. Actually, I don't really worry about that so much because if I like the things, it doesn't matter. But I'm sure I'm going to get more than my money's worth. Okay, here's the next one. It's hard.
Looks like a bucket too.
Maybe this is the year of the books. No, it's not. Okay, well, all right. Okay. Cutting mat, self-healing, creative grids. Well, yeah, these are good cutting mats. I guess if you're doing applique and stuff, a size like this is okay. But for me, I have all kinds of cutting mats in all kinds of various sizes. And I think for a lot of people who have been sewing or quilting for a while, you probably do too. So this one, I'm
not, well, actually for me, if I do shirt or something, that's a useless size. So.
Yeah. Of course, they are a quilting store.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
They're not a garment sewing store.
No, I know that. But yeah, I suppose if you're a quilter.
Yeah, most of us have these. So this is sort of like, let's throw this item in as an item.
Well, I suppose they're nice and portable if
you're
doing a small project.
That's probably what they're thinking. Like you go to a class or you go to a retreat, sometimes you need a little one, I suppose. But I think, why did that thumb come up?
Because you went like that.
Oh, well, I should have gone like that. Because for me, no. This one's going to be regifted. I think I'll take this to Georgia and see if somebody wants it. Or unless you want it. You want it?
No, I don't want it.
Oh, I could have given you. Here's your Christmas present. Okay, so not so excited about that. At the end of all of this, I'm going to pick the one I like the best, and Walter can pick his least and the one we like the least. Okay, what's this? This one's big.
Maybe I should be handing you your gifts. You're pulling out your own packages.
My bag, I paid for it.
Yeah, okay.
You could pull out one too. Okay. What do you think this is here, Monfil? Hey. Get your nose out of the bag.
It feels like an album. It
feels like a calendar.
Yeah, I bet you it's a calendar.
Because there was a calendar last year. Yeah, and guess what? It's the same calendar except same company. They're nice calendars. I don't use a calendar. I said that last year because I use everything electronic. But this calendar comes with the patterns are included in this for each of these. There's a glare on there for each of the quilts that they show on the back. I just give that. This is a ho-hum gift. Okay. Now, if you're somebody who uses one of these kind of calendars, they are a nice calendar. I think if you buy one, I think they might be about $25. No, they're they're $22.99 Canadian, $16.99 US. So, it's an expensive calendar but if you buy a calendar like this of any sort, with the puppy dogs on it and the little kittens and things like that, that's how much they usually cost. Okay. Hard to get out. But as I said, this one's a little bit more special because it has the patterns for quilts. And I never did the ones last year. There was a couple I liked in there. And until I opened this one up, I kind of forgot about it. It's sitting in a corner. Okay. Cardboard. Ooh, bonus. Oops. Okay, so here. Slippery. So there you go, standard kind of calendar with, big boxes for writing in. Actually, if you used one of those markers that are erasable, this is so glossy. I think you probably could use it on here. Why? I don't know. You make a mistake. But anyways, they're all here. But at the back of the calendar, there's all the patterns for what's in here. So, just quickly. Getting a glare. Yeah. I think the selection last year in their calendar was better than this year.
Yeah.
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 Great for beginners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I know. Let's rate them out of 5 for excitement value. Okay. What would you give this?
2. 3.
I'd give it a 3 out of 5. What would you give this?
I don't know, 2.
Yeah, for me, it's a 2. Not because this is a cheap piece of crap, as it's not, but I don't need another one. So
Yeah.
that's just me. For somebody else, well then, if you don't have one of these, this is great. Calendar, what would you give it?
I don't know, 4. I don't know. Their patterns that I've seen so far in there don't really thrill me.
Well, they have them all here on the back, and they're all basically they're just putting strips of fabric together. Maybe a little fancy. That one's probably the fanciest one. I'll give it a 3.5 because I mean it's dual purpose. It's got patterns, and you can use it as a calendar because it is a calendar. Okay, we're not batting a lot here.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This one is soft. I'll bet you it's a pattern. About the right size for a pattern. Yep. Well, it's kind of fun looking. It's a pattern. It's called The Stockings Were Hung. Now, yeah, the only thing is, this will have to be for next year. Because unless you're a really, 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 really fast sewer on this, it's too late in the season for a Christmas pattern. And this book too was Christmas patterns as well, so we got a theme going on here. $11.99. The price tag is still on it. Yeah, I might give it a try. It looks like it might be kind of fun, but not for this year. It's too late. I'll never get this done by Christmas. Okay, so what would you give this pattern?
I don't really like it.
It's a little juvenile, but at Christmas time, people like novelty kind of things, socks and that. But for me, yeah, 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard for me to say.
It's okay. When I give something a 3, it's what I mean is okay.
I mean, it's worth money, but
yeah.
It's just not really your taste, right?
No, well, I'm trying to get excited here, and I'm really not getting excited. Okay, it's going to get me excited. Well, it's a cute bag. Merry Christmas. Oh, please don't. Oh, I think I know what it is. Just feeling it through the. I'll bet you it's either ribbon or things you stick on a ruler or on the side of your sewing machine for making a 1/4-inch seam allowance if you don't have a 1/4-inch foot. No, I was wrong on all counts.
Oh.
They're cleaning brush. Okay.
Hey, that's not bad.
Well, guess what you're getting for Christmas? Okay, has anybody used these? Personally, anything I see with Eleanor Burns' name on it, I question. I've had some of her rulers, and I have found better ones. And you pay a lot for these things because it's got her name on. They're so tiny. What?
Yeah, well, they get into small spaces.
But how small is?
Well, in around the nooks and crannies of your machine.
I guess. Micro tip for precise cleaning, bendable for hard to reach areas, 25 colored disposable brushes.
I've noticed, like with my brushes and stuff, when I clean it, getting in the nooks and crannies are a little tough.
I've never had that trouble. What kind of nooks and crannies do you have?
In the corner of your bobbin case and stuff like that.
Oh, I suppose. Well, yeah, okay.
Or underneath your bobbin case, or little tiny brushes.
Okay, nose, whatever. Well, okay.
I think it'd be kind of interesting to.
Okay, so what would you give it?
5.
Well, okay. I give it 3.5. He gives it a 5. Okay. They may be yours. I can't think of any spots in my sewing machine that this really has to
needle threader, stuff like that.
Needle thread. Well, yeah,
Not
well,
needle thread. You call it the thing that cuts your thread.
thread cutter.
Yeah. Sometimes they get stuck with threads in it
Um,
and stuff.
never had the problem.
Well, anyway.
But okay, next. Ooh, interesting one. Hand lotion. I don't know. Maybe thread. Maybe can't get it out. Little box is cute. Oh, no. I am not thrilled with this. Diagonal seam tape. Got some, never use it. Don't like it. The idea is you put it down on your extended table, and you line it up with your needle, and then like in this one, if you're doing half square triangles, it's a way to do it so you don't have to draw the line. I find it's very hard when you're using something like this to keep your fabric lined up on it. Maybe with practice it's better. I know lots and lots of people love this stuff. It's available everywhere. I'm not a fan of it. That's me. I give this a 2. What do you give it?
I have no idea because I don't know what it's used for.
You take a strip of this
I got
off,
an idea.
and you put it,
yeah,
and then you can line your fabric up.
Yeah, no, actually, I don't know. It doesn't really.
I prefer on my Janome the feet that I have that do that already. And I think they do a better job than this. This is okay. Okay, for a sewing machine, an older sewing machine where you can't get a foot that does a 1/4 inch seam, you have to adjust the needle on that. Okay, it works for that.
Maybe it works better on Berninas.
Maybe. Okay. Also, though, the other thing I've got against this is this is pretty common. This isn't something that really thrills me in a Santa
it's not a
sack.
special
No,
thing.
it's not. So I give it a 2. What did you give it? You didn't know.
I don't know.
You haven't got a clue. Okay, hopefully. Okay, this feels in. It's round. I don't know. Feels kind of like it might be some form of a tape again, but. Oh, no. There's 3 of these I own, and I don't use any of them. This is for if you do hand sewing, you can put in needles that you've pre-threaded, and they fit in here very nicely, and they don't get tangled up, and you can pull them out. It's a great idea, great concept. I have 2 of them. One that I have was got some needles in it that I never use. The other one I just put in my little bag I'm taking off to the retreat as a giveaway. I think I got you one of these too, didn't I?
No, you said here, you bought 2, I think, and you went to give me one, and I said, what am I going to use that for?
Oh, that's right. That's why I have 2. Okay.
And I go, no, that sounds like too much work for me.
Now, some people, if you do a lot of hand sewing and stuff like this, or, I think you do it with your needles lined up for when you're doing cross stitch or hand embroidery too. So yeah, it's a useful item. It does work for what it's intended to do. It keeps all your threads, from getting caught up on each other, and you've got a needle in them all. So yeah, and I have 2, and I don't use them because I don't do hand sewing. So it's very hard for me to rate this. Excitement level on a personal level, 2.
See, for me, I wouldn't use them because I mean, I do occasionally hand sew and stuff, but it doesn't bother me to pull out a raw needle, put a thread through it.
Well, the idea is I think it's more if you want to change colors and you're doing it frequently.
Okay,
if you were doing embroidery, for example,
hand
embroidery, so you can do that with it as well. I mean, it says neatly stores away threaded needles.
Yeah, I suppose. For me, I don't hand sew very often, so it really doesn't. The amount of times that I would need something like that would be very minimal.
Thing is, this isn't unique. You can get these anywhere. They've been around for a while, kind of a thing too. So I mean, on the thrill level, it's a 2 for me. I'm sorry, this is going downhill, and I don't want it to go downhill
This
because
I kind of know what it is, but
thread. Yeah. Okay, this one, okay, because this is stuff I can always use. This is glide thread. This is what I quilt with. I don't know. I have to check my inventory to see if I have these colors or not. But either way, this is okay. This I'll give a 5 because
5, 10.
I'm doing it out of 5.
Oh, out of 5. Okay,
So,
I didn't realize that.
yeah, I am.
I thought it was
I
out
didn't
of
want
10.
as much choice, and it's out of 5. Anyways, yeah, these thrill me. I love this.
That's why I was giving high marks to stuff, because I thought it was out of 10.
What high mark did you give? You
3.
That's real high. If it was out of 10, that's not high. Okay, another tricky little bag. How many items have we got here so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is number 10?
Yeah. It's supposed to be about 15.
I think so. No. No. Oh, these are a dime a dozen. It's one of these stupid little birds for threading your needle. I'm sure you've seen them before. I think I've got about 4 of them that I've gotten from different places. I never bought one, and I don't use them. Because here's the problem with these. Yeah, you know, the idea is to make it easier because you have trouble seeing the hole in the needle to put your thread in, but you have to see the hole in the needle to put the end of this in so you can catch the thread to pull it back through the hole. Am I doing something wrong? I don't find it makes it any easier for threading a needle. The only thing I can say about these things that might make it easier is the fact you're holding onto something rigid here as you're trying to get it in. You don't have a piece of limp thread. And maybe that's what they're designed for. You know how your thread, you're trying to get it in the hole and it keeps bending and everything. You lick it and whatever and all that kind of stuff. Did you know that you should only lick your thread once and don't touch it? Found out about it because as soon as you touch it, it goes limp when it's wet. Heard that about other things in life too, but we're not going there. Okay, so this I give a 1. I give a 1.
There's 3 wrapped items and 1 unwrapped item.
Well, pull out the
and there's some little unwrapped items, but they're
okay.
But, pull what? What do you want?
Pull out something that's wrapped.
Okay.
Happy joy. Happy joy. I think I'm going to be disappointed. I think these are marking tools. I don't know. Now, mind you, you can always use marking tools. So, depending on what kind they are. No, it is not. It's a corner.
Ooh, point
turner. Okay, I have several different ones. I don't have one exactly like this. Good thing to always have. In the Missouri Star quilt box, they had a wooden point turner. And it had a more of a blunted end to it. Because I'm always afraid if I use something like this.
I like something with sharp ends.
I'm always afraid it'll poke through the corner.
I never had a problem.
Well, good for you. Corners. Whatever. But, yeah, okay. Like, yes, this is something you can always use. And can you have too many of them? Actually, you can. But
I can't.
Sometimes you.
I lose mine.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless you're Walter and you can't find it because he loses his everywhere. Well, you may be getting one of these too very soon. Here. So, what do I give this out of a 5? I'll give it a 4 from the point of view that these are good things to have around. For me, it's not really exciting me, but. Yeah. Oh, candy cane. Excited. 5 out of 5. Oh, this feels... This is a book. This is a book. This is the spine. Yes, it's got a coiled spine.
Oh, okay.
And I can feel the groove in there. Now, book of what?
Journal.
Could be.
Kimber Bell.
Yep. Experience the Joy of Creativity. It's by Kimber Bell. I wonder, is it just a blank journal? I love journals, but I don't use them anymore. Maybe because I've gone totally electronic, but it's a good quality one because it comes from Kimberbell. It's very understated elegance here. And is there anything written in it? No, it's all the like the dots, so you can sketch things out. Those will guide you. It's hard to show it on the camera, but
Oh,
so it's a
okay.
blank journal. Um, will I use it? Probably not. Like because I'm all electronic. That's right. But it's a quality journal. It's a pricey one, especially because it's got Kimberbell on it, so you know if it came from Kimberbell, it's going to be expensive to buy from them. It's kind of elegant in the way it looks. This is kind of a textured surface on here too. So yeah, I'll give this a 5 out of 5 because it is a good sturdy journal. Okay. Um, Not thrilling me because I used to make journals. Yeah, but that's me. That's just me. Okay. For somebody
Yeah,
else,
see, for me, I tend to write down everything. I do stuff electronically. So
yeah, see, we're all electronic in it. But this does not mean this is a bad gift. This is not a bad gift.
this is unwrapped, but I'll give it to you anyway.
Okay. Excitement. Always am with fabric. So it's a fat quarter bundle with one, two, three, four, five, six. Six fat quarters. Shall we see what they've got a Christmas theme by the looks of things. So fabric one. Let's see, do we love it or hate it?
All right.
That's okay. It's kind of pretty. I don't usually buy too many floral fabrics, just me again, not my aesthetic, but that's okay. One in green.
Hmm.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's a little different. Again, it's got a floral pattern. Not ugly. Okay, this one I would, if I saw it on a shelf in the store, I wouldn't buy it. But having said that, if you were making a Christmas stocking for a kid or something like that,
Hmm.
or a Christmassy, like a fun,
I don't mind the colors in it.
no, the color's okay. I mean, actually mixed with some other things that weren't as busy as this with it, it might
Yeah.
make something very interesting. So yeah, it's okay. But like I said, it's not one that would jump out at me on a shelf, and that I, unless I was very specifically looking for like that kind of design. Okay, this one I'm not so sure about. Geometrics. It reads sort of plaidish, but it's not a plaid. Well, actually, what do you think?
I like it. It's kind of
It's kind
interesting.
of interesting. At first, when I saw it, I didn't, but I think, yeah, this one's kind of interesting. It's unusual. Okay. And then this one has a definite winter feel. The colors are a little, well, they're a little muted for my liking, but actually, no, it would be okay in something. Like basically all of these fabrics that are in here kind of could go together.
Yeah.
And then this is a blender. I kind of like this. It's a little off white, a little beigey background, but it's got little tiny stars and snowflakes on it and things like that, which is okay. They're basic. Are they all basic gray? This one said basic gray, which is a good brand of fabric. I don't know. Some don't have a selvage. So really, there's what did I say? Six fat quarters, Christmas themed. Um, yeah, this one I'll give this a 4.5 out of 5. And the only reason I'm doing that is because it's good fabric. Um, it's just that most of these are ones I would probably bypass on the shelf because they don't leap out at me. But yeah, 4 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. What would you give it?
Yeah. 4 out of
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
Um, so there's a couple items that are store think branded items,
Oh,
which are
okay.
just
These are
their
little
pens.
extras
Yeah.
I think you threw in.
And then
Okay.
one big thing.
So got a pen. Actually, I've been using their pen from last
Yeah.
year still. I like their pen. These pens that they have are really good,
Mm-hmm.
for writing in that. This, looks like it's
It's
got a
got a little
battery.
flashlight in it.
Ooh. Ooh. I'm excited by this. Does it do anything else? It's bright. Does it have different settings? No.
Yeah.
Now this, it fits right in your hand, and you're trying to find something. Um,
Well, you can hook it. It's like a pen, right?
yeah, I
And
think that's where the batteries go.
yeah, yeah, it must be.
So you could
Yeah.
actually, I find actually this I like. I like this
And I think that's not really a present. I think
because they've
that's
got
a
their name on it.
yeah.
Yeah, this I like. I do. I really like this. This one I like a lot. This is a 5 out of 5. I love anything with buttons that you push that light up.
Okay. And then they have a big thing, and that's the last thing.
The big thing. Ooh. Ooh. It's a puzzle. I'm not a puzzle person. Well, and this one looks like maybe I could be a puzzle person. Maybe I should try to do it. I get frustrated with puzzles very heavy. It's a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle. Finishes at 18 by 24. Well, it's very pretty.
Yeah.
I think this would drive your mind nuts unless you're a real puzzle person. And, like, that's my problem. I don't have the intelligence to be able to do puzzles. But actually, I don't know. Maybe after Christmas or something, if I had some place I could set it up and work on it every now and then, I might consider that. That's not bad.
That's trying to think outside of the box, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
this one I think is a little bit more, thinking outside of the box, as you said. So, finished size 18 by 24. Is that what it? Yeah, 18 by 24. I thought it was good. So yeah, actually, okay. What will I give this? Um, it's pretty. If you ever get it together, it's probably very difficult, but it is only 500 pieces as opposed to like 3 million in it. I'll give it a 4.5.
Mm.
Only because I am not a big puzzle person, but I know a lot of people out there are big puzzle people, so they'll probably really enjoy something like this. So yeah. Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
All right. So, what do you like the most? I have two things actually. You see them?
I don't know the thread in the fabric.
Okay. I like this the best. And as Walter said, this probably wasn't really a gift. This was an add-on kind of thing. But I love this little light. I think this will be really handy for things because my eyesight's not what it is. I do love the thread though, too, of course, because this is my brand of thread, and yeah, I love it. And I guess the fabric too. It's my next third choice. What do you is the least exciting?
That tape thing.
This.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, those things.
This thing. Nah. Nah. This is going in the Georgia bag. Maybe somebody there does a lot of hand sewing will love that. I got a lot of stuff here that's going in the Georgia bag. I can tell you that. And I'll probably come home with it all. I don't know. Okay, so overall, compared to last year's bag, I loved last year's bag. I thought last year's was fantastic. And that's why I bought this year's bag. Now I have a dilemma. Am I going to buy it next year? If this had been the only bag I'd ever gotten from them, I know immediately I would have said, go away, thumb. I don't want a thumbs up there. I would have said, no, I'm not going to buy it next year.
I mean, it's not like you didn't get
No,
value
no,
for
they're
your money.
yeah.
No, you did get value for your money, but there was
Like
less exciting stuff in there.
yeah. Like I love Kawartha Quilting, you know that. That's one of my two favorite shops. My favorite's Ultimate Sewing, of course, and then there's Kawartha Quilting. They are my favorite quilt stores in my area for sure. And they are an excellent place to buy things from. The customer service is great as well. So this is nothing against Kawartha Quilting. But to look at this after I had opened up the Missouri Star quilt box, yes, Missouri Star quilt, as opposed to 42 bags, put out over 30,000. And it cost me a lot more money because I had to pay in Canadian funds at American price. So it cost me slightly over $300. And I had to pay shipping for it on with that. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of like comparing oranges to lemons. I love the fact that they made the bag.
Yeah, I know the
The
bag's
bag
really
is really
nice.
nice, and if you know, count that as one of the
Yeah.
gifts in it because this is really nice. Oh, I just noticed they had on the stop. They've got their little logo
Mm-hmm.
K on there too, which kind of a nice touch, and the year
Mm-hmm.
on the bag. I do love the bag. Um, a lot of the stuff in here on the level of excitement made me go flat with it. I flatlanded on a lot of that stuff, as you heard. The other thing about the Missouri Star Quilt one is it is definitely curated, meaning that there are pieces that go together in it. Some weird things. You've seen the stuff that comes from Missouri Star Quilt, and if you haven't, you'll see more of mine with Stephanie over the next couple of weeks as we open them up. But other people have already, put on the stuff up to day 8. I think today's day 8 of that, if people are following the schedule. I don't know what to say. I'm a little disappointed this year. I was really excited last year by it. Maybe it was the novelty of it. I'd never had one
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know
I
if
can't
last year
remember
was
of all
their
the things that
first year
they
of doing
was
it or not.
in last year's one. But I mean, but I guess how exciting can you get with sewing notions?
Well, yeah, okay, and actually, it's unfair because Missouri Star Quilt has some of the stuff custom built
Yeah.
for them to make.
So, like, I
So
don't think you can really compare
no,
between the two. And I mean, I imagine putting one of these things together is pretty difficult.
I'm sure it is. It's hard to think of what to come up with.
I mean, there's certain things like the calendar, like you said, both years. That's limited for you because you don't use a traditional calendar. It does have patterns in it.
Yeah,
If you happen to, if there happens to be patterns that you're excited about,
yeah.
maybe this year hasn't the patterns aren't as exciting as
No,
some
but
others may.
that also isn't Kawartha Quilting's fault. They don't make the calendar
No.
with it. It's the company that did it, and I don't think the patterns are showing this year were as exciting as the patterns that were in last year's calendar.
And the same with the books and stuff. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
just because you're not in tune with those patterns doesn't mean some other people might be
that's true.
with
But
that,
then
right?
upon a closer look at this, if anything, it'll generate ideas. And
Yeah.
when I look through it, or there may be elements in here of these patterns that I might want to make to create something different out of it too. So, that's okay. And the same with this pattern. Not my aesthetic, but you can't please everybody. I mean, though this does look kind of interesting. I'd have to read the pattern to see, how many little bits and pieces here, or is this something that's, I mean, it's,
I mean, do it in different colors.
and you could do it in totally different colors and everything
Mm-hmm.
too. I mean, they've gone traditional with the greens and the reds and stuff and the whites on there. But yeah, so I mean, it's not something that I'm going to say is horrible or anything like that. Nothing in here is horrible. And I don't want you to get the idea that I am really undercutting Kawartha Quilting. I am not. They put a lot of effort into this to put it together. Also, the other problem is I'm an experienced quilter. And I have a feeling that anybody who's been quilting for a while, there's a lot of stuff in here that is kind of the same old, same old. But if you're a beginner quilter or just getting into this, there's probably a ton of stuff in here that, oh, I didn't like that. This thing you may not have known as someone that doesn't have as much experience in quilting, or you may be an experienced quilter, maybe has never seen one of these. But so yeah, I'm still not sure about these nose pick things, but I mean, I'll have to try them. Maybe I will
They're
come
sort of
to
like
love them.
like birthday candles.
Yeah. Well, maybe I will come to love these. I don't know. Um, the puzzle, well, it's a nice puzzle. Um, so I don't know.
You'll probably buy a bag again next year just to see.
Yeah, I probably will. Well, I also want to support Kawartha Quilting because I love them there and everything. So it was okay, you know. I'm sure if it was my first one ever, I think I would be more thrilled. Now I'm a little more picky, because that's what happens.
Well, I mean, we don't have any kids, but maybe if you had some kids, you might puzzle with them or something.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But, with us, we're not.
Well, I'm just trying to think. So what could they have put in the bag that would get me all excited?
Sewing machine.
Yeah, sewing machine. This excites me.
Yeah.
I love this.
Actually, I like that too.
I love that's mine. Get your own. I do love this. I do love this. I think this is great. You drop a needle on the floor, especially in my age group, we have trouble seeing, how many fingers do I have up? Do you have fingers up? Kind of a thing. So yeah, I love that. So overall, yeah, next year I will do it again. I will do it again. I don't know what they could do to make it better. Missouri Star Quilt's a hard act to follow. So yeah, you're right.
Now, mind you, looking at the stuff that you got in the Missouri Star Quilt, I wouldn't be as thrilled as you guys were with it, because there was stuff in there that I thought,
Well, yeah, there was some stuff in there. It was kind of like styrofoam cones. But yeah. So I don't want to end this on a negative note. Am I totally disappointed, never buy it again? No, I am not.
Well, it's not like all the stuff that's in there are items that are of value.
They're practical.
Right? And
the items are all practical.
And not like there were other places, like Stephanie had opened one from last year.
Oh, that.
And almost all the items were promotional products that the store had given out for free.
Yeah.
So and these aren't. They have the pen and the light that were probably somewhat of a promotional product. They weren't necessarily the gift parts, right?
No, but it is a nice pen. And it, because like I said, I use one. There's one sitting right behind Walter from last year, different color. And I do like their pens. They're very nice. They've got, they write really well and the whole bit, And I mean, you might think, well, yeah, pen's a pen. No, a pen is not a pen. Especially when you get ones that are promotional ones. Those pens a lot of times tend to be on the cheap side.
Yeah.
This is not. This is not. So yeah. Yeah, I would buy it next year again, and see what we get then. I am not disappointed. Actually, what you're paying for on any of these.
I mean, some of these things, some of the stuff.
Go ahead.
Some of the stuff that they sell in the store, they have to be conscious about that. They're giving it to a variety of people. There's items in their store that are specifically for Bernina. Right? And items that store like for AccuQuilt, they can't very well give everybody an AccuQuilt pad or something like
Gee, that would have got me excited.
Because not everybody uses that stuff, right? Same with Bernina, not everybody. You can't put a package of pre-wound bobbins in there, but if Bernina has any, I don't know. But not everybody uses Bernina, so.
And you can't put in things that, like an AccuQuilt die or something. I mean, they can't afford, they are a business after all. Yeah. They have to balance off what it's costing them to put these together, and I'm sure they're not taking a loss on this, but I don't imagine they're making a huge profit on it.
No.
It's more of a thing, because it's Christmas time. It's something they do for their customers or for other people out there, kind of a deal. I don't think this is something that's making them reams of money at all, and I don't think that's their point of doing it. I think they're doing it to have something special at Christmas time, which I quite appreciate. And I also appreciate the fact that they took time to figure out what they were going to put in these bags as well. I mean, these things aren't just thrown in there. There is thought behind this as well. And the other thing is too, like Walter says, I might be a little harder to please because I buy everything already. But lots of people don't. But why I buy one of these bags or why I buy a Missouri Star Quilt box is not necessarily for the items in it, it's the excitement. I'm paying for excitement because it is fun to open them and I enjoy
It's a
that.
mystery gift.
It is a mystery gift and I enjoy the all of that. That's fun. So, yeah. So, bottom line is I will be purchasing it again next year. I am not, although I may sound a little negative on some of the stuff that's here, I'm not so disappointed in what was in that bag. I feel I got my money's worth on many levels. So yeah, I'll be buying it again next year. So yeah. So anything else you want to say about any of the stuff? No. So I have to find homes for some of these pieces, where they're going to go and whatnot. Let Walter have his pick. Not this. This is mine. You're not getting this. I love this. I wonder if they have any more of them at the store next time we go up. We should ask them about that. Maybe you can get one too.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they sell them. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I love it. Okay, enough of that. I'm going to go in a corner and play with my light now. That sounds rude. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed our unboxing of the Kawartha Quilting Santa sack for this year. And we'll be back next week with who knows what. Don't know. Say goodbye, Walter.
Goodbye.